Good afternoon, people. How is everybody doing today? Hello, Jacqueline. Hello, Stephen. Good to see you back. We got some bi-coastal representation here. So Sam Lynch is our guest today. I'm going to play a couple of songs and then bring her on. Put your requests in the comments if there's anything you want to hear. I've got a couple lined up already. I'm going to start with All We Know. That was All We Know from the last record. If you're enjoying what you're watching, please do share. And keep telling me where you're watching from. Buffalo, Mainz, Reed. The metropolis of Reed. How's everybody doing this week? So I'm going to play Grace next, and then bring in our special guest right after that. Finland! Yes! I only know how to say thank you in Finnish. Kiitos. How do I say hello? Lisbon. Oh my God, this is the best. Okay, this one's Grace. And then we're going to bring in Sam Lynch.
Of the wreckage that you wore. The storm upturned, the copper beach, the couch is still. We tell ourselves that nothing ever changed so much. I see it all, the grace that you hold. You send me out in the cold, oh, to a cold told, as much as you'd ever hold. Is it enough? As infinite as sin, don't ever cast a stone before you. All of us are fickle and unmoored. At least you're not all the things you're not. Could there be anything that you would rather hear? I see it all, the grace that you stole. You send me out in the cold, oh, to a cold talk, as much as you'd ever hold. You send me out, you send me out in the cold. It's not enough.
That was Grace. I'm going to bring in our special guest now. Keep telling me where you're watching from, because I just like it. It's nice to see that pop up on my screen. But we're going to bring in from all the way from West Coast Canada, from Vancouver, our very first, well, from Burnaby, I've been told, actually. Our very first West Coast guest. This is Sam Lynch, everybody. Hi, Sam. How's it going?
Good. How are you?
Marvelous, thank you. Yeah, you're the first Western Canada representative on this here thingy.
Amazing.
I think the
Cool.
furthest we've got west so far is Toronto, which that doesn't count.
Not really that west.
No. I mean, you know, I'm from England, so the thought of like I lived on the East Coast in Halifax, and it takes like literally like 20 hours or something to drive from Halifax to Toronto, yet Toronto is still east. It's
Right.
kind of mind blowing, but I'm used to it now. But it's kind of, I feel like it's a bit of an interesting phenomenon where like definitely sort of Toronto out east as far as Halifax, like to a certain extent Newfoundland, there's kind of like one music scene happening there, and then like maybe Winnipeg out west. So these separate worlds a little bit. I don't know. Is that your experience with the?
Yeah, I think, well, I mean, yeah, I think it does kind of get like lumped into like west, east. Yeah, I don't really know why. I don't know. I feel lucky to like have a few connections kind of like sprinkled around Canada so that it doesn't feel so like very separated. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like it's a big place.
It's a
We're kinda, like,
It's a very, very, very big place, and yeah, and it's crazy because I have actually toured across a few times. Have you been out east to like Montreal, Toronto at all?
Yeah. I've done the full thing. It's big. It's
Yeah.
really big. Yeah.
I've sworn off it. I mean, I know we can't tour right now anyway, but I think I'm good for a little break for all of that traveling. But yeah, I should introduce you to those folks who are regular watchers who don't know your stuff. I did put one of your songs on a playlist that I talked about on this stream at the end of last year because I heard your song "Keeping Time" on the radio, and it totally became one of my favorite songs of the year. So like, it was just like I heard you on the radio, and then I reached out and you said you'd be on the show, which is that's pretty cool. I like that.
Cool for me too. Yeah, it's always so nice to get a little note like that. So yeah.
Cool. And how's it going out there? Have you been keeping musically active in these quieter times?
Yeah, it kind of like it comes and goes. It comes and goes in waves. I was talking to my agent today actually about how I feel like in a lot of ways like we spend so long kind of formulating this like equation in terms of creation and kind of like that very like solo independent time where you're creating things, and then the second part of the equation is sharing it and getting that kind of like human feedback. And I find that it sort of just like creates this cyclical type of like arrangement. And so I feel like having such a huge part of the equation sort of removed for such a long period of time has like made everything feel kind of like lit. Like where am I rest of this, So yeah, I've been keeping busy, but I think, I don't know, for me personally, like something that's been helpful is just like creating in other ways and kind of leaning into more like tactile creation, because I think I was craving that like physicality in some capacity. So I've been writing songs and then also like sewing and painting
awesome.
And gardening and things like that, where there's like a tangible product at the end of it.
Yeah. It's true. Like it is something very frustrating about the music that you can spend hours and hours and hours working on things and then have like nothing to show for it. And it's like, yeah. But you released an album last year, I want to say. Is that right?
Yeah, in October.
Time, I don't know what time is. Little Disappearances.
Yeah.
And yeah, did you want to play us some songs from it? Maybe start with a song, I guess.
Yes, I can start with a song. Yeah. I think I'll start with a song called Good Year, which is on that record. Yeah, this one was actually the last song that I wrote for that record. And it kind of like happened. I recorded the majority of the record in Montreal, actually. And then I came back and was sitting with the songs and then ended up re-recording one song and then recording this song kind of as the last kind of piece. Yeah, anyway, that's what I'll say about it.
I thought that I saw you driving your car through the back parking lot where we used to shop. I said I was fine. I'm finding I'm not. I wander the aisles, stare at the cereal for you calling my name. The days they came and went. All my time was spent with my head down. How do I start letting it go? How will it end? When will I know? Don't wanna stay down, but scared of the fall. I'm a balancing act, that's all. been speaking in tongues. It's touch and it's go, with nowhere to run and nothing to show. When I fall apart, nobody knows. It's all spinning around me. I got nothing to ground me, and I went to the house. It all looks the same. The baby blue couch, the photoless frames, and I'm just outside, and nothing is clear. My nose to the glass, and I can still hear you say, it'll be a good year, 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 oh, it'll be a good, good, good. It'll be good, 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 it'll be good.
Beautiful. So nice. So that was the last song that you recorded for the album, you were saying?
Yeah. Last one.
The final piece.
Yeah.
Amazing. And for all our regular and not so regular guests, there is a donate link in the video description where you can donate with PayPal or Interac in Canada or credit card. So please support. 50% of the donations each week go to the guest artist, and it's much, much appreciated. Getting lots of applauses and yellow hands in the chat. Yeah, and if anybody has any questions for Sam, fire them at me. She can't see the chat, so I will relay them. So yeah, I saw that you did do a kind of virtual show around your album release, because it happened. Your release happened like during the no show time, I guess. But have you been dabbling in other kind of online shows at all?
Not really, to be honest. It's like, I don't know. It's not that I don't enjoy them when they happen. I've been finding that I've been experiencing a little bit of digital burnout kind of
yes.
Really over the year, just because I feel like everything moved online. Everything. It's like, if you want to see your family, you jump on Zoom. If you want to have a meeting, you're on Zoom. Or, it was like just this very intense push to the internet, and something that like, social media and like kind of digital marketing and stuff like that was like a small piece of like, what it means to like share yourself as an artist, like became the whole pie. Yeah. And I was like, oh yeah. So yeah, to be totally honest, I haven't done a ton of online stuff.
So this is kind of exclusive is what you're telling all of our audience.
Oh no, God, no.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm very grateful to be here. But yeah, no, I think, and sort of like what I mentioned to you, like before we jumped on, I'm just really grateful to artists like such as yourself that have jumped in 2 feet and learned all of the technical. Oh my God, there's so much that goes into like making something like this work and run smoothly. And the couple times that I've like been in the pilot seat, I'm like, I just keyboard or something. It's like not my.
Yeah, and I think it's kind of the secret for like anything. If you do anything really well, people don't notice that it's being done. In some ways, it's like when things go wrong, like that is the moment that like people are like, oh, you're doing all of these things. What's going on? So yeah, that's why I make all these mistakes, so people can see when things just stop working properly. Just to let them in behind the scenes a little bit. Although I think it's been pretty smooth so far.
Absolutely.
And so you were saying you had been working on music a little bit along with the kind of the gardening and the sewing and stuff. Have you been writing anything that you feel kind of is like, do you have a sense of sort of like the next project, or like what is it taking shape at all? Like
it's like it's slowly taking shape. I think I know. For me, I at this point like see very clearly kind of like without sounding too like artsy fartsy, I see the colors that I want for the next project, and I see like kind of like the shapes and like the energy. And I have a few songs that I've been dabbling with. I don't know what your experience has been with writing, but I think kind of like reflecting back on the like whole equation concept, I think it's been really tempting to kind of like write something and then just like shelve it and just like on to the next thing, because for me, I think playing live was like the carrot at the end that's like, oh, I wrote this song and now I have to like really figure it out and get inside of it and understand what's going on. It's essentially either like recording date or like a show date, where you really gotta hammer it out. And so without those things, it's like, I don't know, it's kind of tempting to just like write something and be like, oh, this is great, and then you like put it aside and then you're like, I don't know. Anyway, so I have kind of like a list of like bits and pieces songs, ones that like are like 75% there, and then I just get bored and on to the next thing. So yeah, it'll be like, I think teasing things out and kind of expanding on things. And
awesome. Well, there's again, for the folks watching, there is a link in the video description to Sam's Bandcamp, so I'm presuming any new stuff will appear on there as it's
some new things. I also have some acoustic versions of songs coming out very soon, so that's been really fun to work on at home and just like strip things down completely and like kind of, I don't know, reimagine some of the songs that already exist. And so that's been nice to do also.
Cool. So yeah, people should go and follow you on Spotify and Bandcamp and stuff, and then they'll keep up to date with those things. Do you want to give us another tune?
I'll play a new one. For the sake of doing that. This one hasn't really been outside of these walls of my home, so it's called tentative title, Everything All the Time.
After the rain, when you dried off, will you still feel everything? Or has a numbness settled in now like a stain? So familiar, watch the clouds come in again. After the pause, will your blood turn you to something that you're not? Like a shadow that was waiting all along. In the darkness, it all tends to blend to one. But I see no reason to take the long way around if you're dragging your feet and keeping your head down. I hear answers in your silent reply. clear as the night overtakes the whole sky. Oh, it's everything all the time. Oh, it's everything all the time. Oh, it's everything all the time. Oh, it's everything. And after the rain, when you've dried off, will you still feel everything? Or has a numbness settled in now like a stain? So familiar, I watch the clouds coming again, but I see no reason to take the long way around. If you're dragging your feet and keeping your head down, I hear answers in your silent reply, as clear as the night overtakes the whole sky. Oh, it's everything all the time. Oh, it's everything all the time. Oh, it's everything all the time. Oh, it's everything.
Beautiful. So nice. Thank you for sharing.
Ooh, for listening.
Yeah. So, you're kind of not right there in Vancouver, right? You're in Burnaby, which is sort of like my geography is not great. Sort of suburban, or
Ish. Yeah, it's like kind of suburban, kind of not. It's nice. I feel really grateful to be where I am, honestly. It's like a 15-minute drive sort of out of like East Van kind of area, which is like the area that I'm typically in when I'm
Okay.
in yeah, I like, we're in a little house and I have a little yard and it's nice. I'm really grateful. Very lucky, honestly. Yeah.
Wonderful. And it's so beautiful on the West Coast for anybody who hasn't been out that way. I mean, it's like it's rainforest, right? Like around there, like technically, I think, and like mountains, the ocean.
Yeah.
It's just it's mind-bogglingly spectacular.
Yeah, and I was hearing you kind of like read out places that other people are visiting or that people are tuning in from, and I don't know, like places in Europe. Like I grew up here, so this is sort of like what I've known.
Mm-hmm.
But then when I was able to travel in Europe a little bit more extensively, like kind of 5 or 6 years ago, it's like it's so funny because everyone's kind of the same. It's like if you've grown up somewhere, you're just accustomed to what you have and what's around you, and then it takes either visiting somewhere else or like talking to somebody who comes from somewhere that is, or who has been living on land that is so vastly different than your own, that I don't know, I think coming home, I was always like blown away any place I went, that I'm like, what? Because I don't know, you always appreciate kind of new things. And then, but it also made me very grateful for everything that I have been so fortunate to kind of grow up within. So yeah.
It is magic. And is there any kind of like sense of like when shows and stuff might get happening again there, or is it still kind of like just wait and see?
Yeah, it's looking like the fall. There are a few things kind of like being announced for the fall. Festivals are still like not really happening. It's so hard though. The stakes are really high for festivals, and so like the thought of planning and then canceling, it's like, ooh. So
Again.
at least it's like smaller the smaller shows and like some of the smaller venues and like, you know, the ones that have hopefully survived. Yeah, looking like the fall.
And are you kind of like planning anything tentatively in terms of like a window for when you might try and get moving again, or just waiting to see?
My biggest priority is just the safety of like everybody on my team and the safety of anybody who would be coming to a show. So I mean, it feels really great and exciting, the thought of like planning things. At this point, it's not something that I'm like super actively jumping into, just because I would like to wait and, you know, make sure that everybody is, you know, vaccinated, that wants to be vaccinated, and that things are under control.
Yeah, I hear you. I hear you.
Because like the last thing that I think any artist wants is for like anybody to be endangered, you know. So I don't know. It's a hard thing. Like music's very important, like, and it's, you know, the lifeblood of so many people, but also it's like we have to keep it in perspective, and like endangering people's lives
Not worth it.
Like, I don't know if that is quite where I'm at. So yeah, to answer your question, I'm like looking at a few smaller shows that are popping up in the fall, which is so exciting and like more local, which is great, and kind of like a light at the end of the tunnel. And I'm sure so many artists feel the same way. But I'm keeping it there for the time being, and I'm not letting my like hopefulness run at this point.
Yeah, so people should follow you on Bandcamp, I guess. Do you have like a mailing list or anything like that?
I do actually, yeah, which you can access just through my website. So if you just go to samlynchmusic.com, there's a little like keep in touch thing, which I would love if people were to do. But yeah, other than that, just kind of all the classic internet spots. I dwell there.
Yeah. So go follow Sam. Did you want to finish with a final song?
Yeah, absolutely. I would love to play a song. Yeah. I need to tune. I'm so sorry, because this is sounding bad. There you are. Aha. All right. Yeah, so this song is called Keeping Time, and this is actually the song on the record that we had recorded an entirely different version in Montreal. And it was funny because it was sort of like it was our last day of tracking, and this song was like a back pocket song that we hadn't rehearsed at all. Like I was playing with two incredible session musicians, which was like my first time ever really doing that. But they hadn't heard the song at all. And it was like the last day, and we had, I think, 2 hours left of studio time. And I was like, maybe we should just do this. Like, I'll play the song once, and then they just kind of jumped in. And it sounded great. And like the take that we ended up sticking with was the first play through. Anyway, then I took it home with me, and I was like listening back to everything, and it sounded sweet. It wasn't, I felt like it wasn't capturing like the vibe and like the energy that I wanted it to kind of portray. And so I like sat with it for a really long time and hummed and hawed, and then I was like, I think I just need to do it again. So I gathered a few of my pals here in Vancouver, and we went in just like in one day and just kind of banged it out. And then I did like a lot of work on it at home, and I also got some help from a pal, and then it ended up how you hear it today. So I'm really glad that we did it, but holy smokes, that was like a very strange decision to make when you've like spent a lot of time and resources into like one version, and then you're like, I just don't think it's right. Anyway, blah blah blah. This song is called Keeping Time.
I've been having trouble keeping time. I hold thoughts a half step behind. I slow it down and seem to miss my spot. In the meantime, I'm running, tripping, busy buying into it all. And stopping New York wasn't what I thought it'd be. Wish I could see it through your eyes. Wish I could see it through. I know the moon isn't there for me to hold on to. Now I keep watching people pass me by. It pulls the focus from the corner of my eye, so I'm using horoscopes to plan my life. There's gotta be something bigger than me, than you. I know the moon isn't there for me to hold on to. It's true. I know the moon isn't there for me to hold on to. Well, I've been having trouble keeping time, keeping time, keeping time. And I've been having trouble keeping time, keeping time. Oh, I've been having trouble keeping time, keeping time, keeping time. And I've been having trouble, I've been having trouble. Every time I close my eyes, another year passes by. Every time I close my eyes, another year passes by. Every time I close my eyes, another year passes by. Every time I close my eyes. It's true. I know the moon isn't there for me to hold on to.
Magic.
Thank you.
So beautiful. I love that track.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for playing it. I don't know. Sometimes I do ask people to play things on the streams, but usually I like to just let them play what they want to play. But I'm very glad you did play that one.
Well, thanks for listening. Yeah.
My pleasure. It's been an absolute treat having you. People can find your music in the links in the video description if they want to. Yeah, and I really hope that we'll cross paths either out west or in Montreal sometime in real life. We have a lot of yellow hands, a lot of applause from folks, and thanks to everyone who's been supporting. You can continue to do that if you like. I'm going to play a few more songs on my own here, but we're going to say goodbye to Sam for the moment. But yeah, look up her stuff, and
Thanks.
I'll see you around.
Yeah, sounds great.
Bye.
Bye.
That's Sam Lynch, everybody. That was amazing, eh? That's really one of my favorite songs of the last year, and I put it on a playlist. So if anybody saw my playlist for like my favorite songs of last year, it was on there. I'm gonna play a cover now. This was not exactly a request, but my friend Constant, I was giving him a guitar lesson earlier in the week, and we were working on this song, and then I was like, I want to play that song, and he's like, you should do it on the show. So I'm gonna do it. But it was very involved. So I spent a lot of time working on it. But this is an Adrian Lenker song, which was also on this song wasn't on the list, but a song from her album Songs was also on the list. But this is Anything. Keep putting your requests in there. If there's anything you want to hear, let me know. But yeah, this is Adrian Lenker.
Staring down the barrel of the hot sun, shining in the sheen of a shotgun. Carol has a little if we need some. Joe has a ride if we wanna come. Hanging your jeans with a clothespin, skin still wet, still on my skin. Mango in your mouth, juice dripping. Shoulder of your shirt sleeve slipping. Christmas Eve with your mother insists. Don't wanna fight but your mother insists. Dog's white teeth drive right through my fist. Drive me to ER and they put me on risk. Grocery store list, now you're getting pissed. Got check calls and messages. I don't wanna be the owner of your fantasy. I just wanna be a part of your family. And I don't wanna talk about anything. I don't wanna talk about anything. I wanna kiss your eyes again. Wanna witness your eyes looking. And I don't wanna talk about anyone. I don't wanna talk about anyone. I wanna sleep in your car while you're driving. Lie in your lap while I'm crying. Circle of pine and red oak. Circle of moss and wood smoke. Fan on the ceiling like a wheel spoke. Push the clutch and I pull the choke. I wanna listen to the sound of you thinking. Listen to your hand soothe. Listen to your heart beating. Listen to the way you move. And I don't wanna talk about anything. I don't wanna talk about anything. I wanna kiss your eyes again. I wanna witness your eyes looking. And I don't wanna talk about anyone. I don't wanna talk about anyone. I wanna sleep in your car while you're driving. Lie in your lap while I'm crying. When we the stars in the heavens, when we the salt in the sea, dragging in the new warm mountain. Didn't you believe in me? Yeah, you held me the whole way through, but I couldn't say the words like you. I was scared to go, but I wanted to. I was scared to go, but I wanted to. And I don't wanna talk about anything. I don't wanna talk about anything. I wanna kiss your eyes again. Wanna witness your eyes looking. And I don't wanna talk about anyone. I don't wanna talk about anyone. I wanna sleep in your car while you're driving. Lie in your lap while I'm crying.
That was Adrian Lenker and Anything. I love that song so much. It's so beautiful. Thank you, Constant, for the inspiration, making it happen. I should have asked you, I mean, Constant, if you want to come on right now and play it instead, that's also an option. I should have said that before. Adrian Lenker, look her up. She's amazing. Thanks to everyone who's been donating. You can still donate. Link is in the video description. I am gonna play another request. Karen says beautiful words. If they are really beautiful words, I mean, the combination of the words in that song and just the mood of it, it just, to me, it just like so perfectly captures that sad and beautiful moment moments at the end of a relationship. Adrian Lenker, look up her album Songs. It's so good. I had a request last week from from Wan Yu in Taiwan for Unfazed. So I'm going to have a crack at that. But keep your other requests coming in. I've still got time for a few more. And I don't have like a huge amount of other things on the list. So, I'm gonna finish with a video today, another little video for you, from an instrumental piece that I released last week. But before that, I'm gonna play Unfazed, which is a piano song from the second record, Go On. And yeah, it's on the piano, so I'm gonna put the little piano camera on so you can all see. There we go. It does work.
How did we walk away, consumed in fires of all sorts, they scratched and marked and stayed, a manifested onslaught. Don't wake up when it rains. Silence should stay inside some awkward curves. The strain will fray out toward Rome, but silent where we count, they've snatched away our last words. Don't wake up when it rains. Don't trail this way. You won't get back to sleep. You're saying unfazed until the fire ran out. Stay and fight in open, but switching side for sound, the wood closes over. Don't wake up when it rains. Don't
That was Unfazed. Unfazed, it's called, Tara. And Tara has a request in there. And Sam says thanks for having her. Thank you for coming on. That was a delight. It's so nice sending out a message to the world and being like, do you want to do this thing? And then the person does. It's amazing. It's such a dang treat. So yeah, and so if there's anyone who's watching who's like, I really want to see this person on the stream, let me know, because it might just be possible. I guess a lot of people are kind of twiddling their thumbs at the moment, so why not come and sing some songs for you? Thank you, Daniela. So I see a request from Tara for some P-Gabes. Always down for some P-Gabes. And Half Awake, so I'll do that as well. Here's your choice. You can have Don't Give Up or Mercy Street. Those are your two Peter Gabriel requests. Probably about time for some of that, I think. I see a vote for Mercy Street. 2 votes for Mercy Street. From Mum and Sister. So it shall be, unless a bunch of requests come in for Don't Give Up very quickly. But this is my favourite Peter Gabriel song. And Peter Gabriel is one of my favourite artists, so it's pretty high. This is Mercy Street. Piano's still live. Whoa, it's 100% for Mercy Street.
Looking down on empty streets, all she can see are the dreams all made solid, or the dreams made real. All of the buildings, all of the cars were once just a dream in somebody's head. She pictures the broken glass, pictures the steam. She pictures a soul with no leak at the seams. Let's take the boat out, wait until darkness comes. Nowhere in the corridors of pale green and grey, nowhere in the suburbs in the cold light of day. There in the midst of it, so alive and alone, words support like bone, dreaming of Mercy Street, where you're inside out, dreaming of mercy. In your daddy's arms again, looking for Mercy Street, where you're inside out, dreaming of mercy. In your daddy's arms. Pulling out the papers from drawers that slide smoke, tugging at the darkness, word upon word, confessing all the secret things in a warm velvet box. To the priest, he's the doctor, he can handle the shocks. You're dreaming of the tenderness that tremble in the hips, of kissing Mary's lips, dreaming of Mercy Street, where you're inside out, dreaming of mercy. your daddy's arms again, dreaming of Mercy Street. Swear they moved outside, looking for mercy in your daddy's arms. Looking for mercy, looking for mercy, looking for mercy. And the Father is out in the boat, riding the water, riding the waves on the sea. You climb up this fleshy frame, hands and feet are fixed, stretching up above me. This man-made shoulder wide, ladder's broken sides. The wind rose, I lost my step, cushioning my back, the sands that came to greet me. The fallen, ranked and filed, away with all the wherewithal. And when you touch the sun, remember what it's for. The heat pulling sweat from your pores. It's seen in their eyes and shoulders, or cushioning your lives in folders. 'Cause even if you pushed it forwards, we've got it wrong. He still lives a shineless night, weightless in the folds of wings and silent feathers. But still we'll push over land, as breathless as the day we came. And when you touch the sun, remember what it's for. The heat pulling sweat from your pores. It's seen in their eyes and shoulders, or cushioning your lives in folders.
So that was a little bit of Mercy Street, followed up by a little bit of Folds. I think Tara's sync must be off because she got the request in for Don't Give Up much later. If you come back next week, Tara, I'll play that for you, I promise. I feel like 2 P Gabes in one show is maybe too many. I'm going to play one more and then I'm going to do a little video for you, but still get the requests in if you want, and I can involve them next week if I have time to learn them. Send me anything, any requests, anything at all that you want to hear, including my own songs. Hiya, Ben. So nice to see you on here. I'm going to play Half Awake, which is from the last record. Been bouncing around between all the tunings today. This is in C, G, D, G, B, D. And it's about accepting when something is done, as opposed to just refusing to accept it and it just going sour and awful, and everybody being the worse the wear for it. And it's on the Spanish album's coming out in 2 weeks, and it's the title track. It's La Mitad in Spanish. So here we go. Who requested Half Awake? Abby, I think this is for Abby.
Cause it meant something. Let it go. For a while. But you watch it fighting to see if it's surviving. Make a pact, let it lie. More than half awake, cold only to say. Set adrift on meaning. Let it go. For a while. But you won't see it. You're getting hard of hearing. Make a pact, call it dying.
half awake. So yeah, I'm going to be back next week with a special guest. We're going from West Coast over to East Coast. We're going to have Gianna Loren as our special guest next week. She's a label mate over at Forward Music. Put out an album or an EP last year. Good old friend. We've been on tour together many a time. And yeah, it's been, you know, the kind of person that you just, when you're on tour, you run into. And so I don't get to run into her anymore. I'm going to play a little video to finish up. I did a solo instrumental concert. It was like totally improvised guitar concert a few years ago at this festival in Moncton, New Brunswick. And we recorded the concert at the time. And I always loved the recording and I never did anything with it. And I figured, I don't know, like having a bit of time in the last months, I was like, I'm actually going to do something with this. So I went through and I properly mixed it and edited it, and it's going to come out in May. But the first track is out. So if you look me up on like Spotify's Tim Crabtree, that's what I do the instrumental stuff under. But I'm going to play you a track from it and then say goodbye, I guess. Do tune in next week. Subscribe and like the page if you haven't already. Donate if you can. Any amount is very, very much appreciated. 50% goes to the guests every week. The link is in the description. Final thing, I am bringing down the old episodes on YouTube. Right now, everything is there as far back as the 7th episode. So I'm going to bring down the 7th and 8th episodes. One of those has the Burning Hell as a special guest. So if you want to watch that, do it by Sunday night or it'll be gone, maybe forever. But yeah, I'm going to finish up here with this little instrumental track. Thank you so much for joining in, everybody. How do we make this work here? It's very chilled. So maybe, it's a little bit later in Europe. This is a good chance to like fall asleep on the couch. Thank you for all the lovely words. I am seeing these and you're the best. Luna, I'm glad it's the best one so far. Yeah, here's the track. It's called Scalpels. You know what? I totally forgot. I wanted to say something. That the video there, that was the end. I didn't just interrupt it, but I wanted to let you all know that the visuals were by an artist from the States who lives in the UK named Nicholas Johnson, and it was footage that he shot of the trees in this park in the UK somewhere, Shoreham, something like that. I have it written down. I don't remember. Anyway, but it was this park that this artist named Samuel Palmer always used to paint in, and he was painting there in the 1800s. And so the footage of the trees that's in the film, there's more tree video for the rest of the album, was trees that Samuel Palmer could well have been painting. That's all. Nicholas William Johnson, great painter. Gonna probably say goodbye now. Okay, bye-bye. Bye-bye.